Gentlemen, welcome to the AJS TV channel. It's Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Aston Villa had an amazing 11-game winning streak, which got ended by the side top of the league. In fairness to Villa, we also beat that same side, Arsenal, in the run. So it's not like they just came and conquered and left. They were a part of that 11-match winning streak. And I'm very proud of that. Not many teams have done it. It's the first time since 1914 that Aston Villa had done something like that. So I think it's something we can most definitely be proud of. What I think is more important than a really fancy win streak is how you respond from when that goes. Because every streak does go eventually, no matter what it is. People say like, Arsenal's unbeaten, invincible team was one of the best in Premier League history. Well, they lost at some point. So like, even some of the best teams, the Centurions, Manchester City, they lost at some point. Like, eventually it's gonna end. I think City, didn't they win like 20 games in a row or something stupid like in 2021, 22? But eventually they didn't win. So every run has to start. Unfortunately, it stopped at 11. Our record with Forest is pretty good. We beat them at home last season. I think we beat them at home the season before that as well. There was also a very famous, well, to Villa fans, a 5-5 draw with Nottingham Forest in the Championship. A game where Tammy Abraham scored like 4 goals or something crazy. Hammer says it is a must-win, 100%. We have to win just to get back to where we belong. How you doing, Real? What is good, my friend? It's a big game. It's a big game for Villa. It's a big game for Forest as well. Don't forget that. Nottingham Forest have they've not been great this season. They're on their 3rd manager. They're just above the drop zone. It's not a comfortable place right now at Nottingham Forest. If you just bear with me, I'll get my TikTok live chat up. Forest is not. It's not a super comfortable place right now. I know West Ham have been that bad that it's almost kind of helped them a little bit, because despite the fact that, like I said, Forest have had 3 different managers, Forest have not played that well this season. They've had a couple one-offs, like they beat Spurs 3-0 at the City Ground a few weeks ago. I don't think they've actually got a point since then. But they've had some one-off results. But what's helped Forest in this time is that West Ham, Burnley and Wolves have been that bad that it's essentially just gave them way less pressure than probably what should be put on them. Because I don't actually see West Ham getting out of it right now. As regardless of what Forest do. Forest, are they, 4 points clear? West Ham and Wolves are pretty much down. So it almost feels like a head-to-head between teams like Nottingham Forest, Leeds, and West Ham United. Leeds being unbeaten for ages has kind of pushed them, because the debate at once was Leeds or West Ham. Leeds are now 7 points clear, so it's put Forest right back in the thick of it. It's only 4 points between them, but that's 4 points is a lot when you talk about teams down the bottom. West Ham have only won 3 games all season, so they have to win a game to close that gap to 1. And I just don't see West Ham winning games anytime soon. In fact, I actually bet Wolves could get something against West Ham when they play soon. Jackson, I'm watching Villa heading to my local team, Northern Ireland. Oh, fair enough, Jack. I hope you enjoy the game, my friend. And T16 says, come on, Villa, Morgan Rogers masterclass. I don't think he played very well against Arsenal, to be honest. I think that second half especially, he wasn't fantastic. Rail says, we could be second yet. I mean, Manchester City dropping points to Sunderland did surprise me. A win early for Villa would put pressure on the likes of Arsenal and Man City. I don't think we're in a title race. I've been consistent with this. I don't think we're in a title race. But when I think if it gets beyond 6 points, say we lose today or say we draw today, I think it's over. We have to win just to be in touching distance. I think if you go beyond 6 points, that's 2 wins. If you go beyond 6 points, I think it's over. And look, that's not to say that you can't come back into the race if Arsenal drop off. But as of now, I think if we don't win today, it is dead and buried. That's not like a terrible thing, because obviously it wasn't our aim to be in the title race. Our aim is Champions League. And you know what? I know we got thumped by Arsenal, but it actually wasn't that bad, because Chelsea drew to Bournemouth. Man United didn't beat the worst Premier League team in Premier League history, and Liverpool drew 0-0 with Leeds. So it actually wasn't that bad. I hoped for a draw for Villa Arsenal, and I expected Liverpool to win. And I know we've lost, but we've actually come out a bit further clear of Liverpool than I thought, because they were terrible in that Leeds game. We have kicked off for the first half. It is Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. We'll go through the lineups very quickly. In goal for Villa, Emi Martinez, with a back four of Cash Konza, Lindelof, Maatsen. Still no Pau Torres is the disappointing thing for me. Boubacar Kamara and Yuri Tielemans back in that pivot. I wish we saw Tielemans a bit further forward, but right now with Kamara coming back, but no Amadou Onana, it kind of pushes Tielemans back in that position. I still think the best we've seen of Tielemans is that number 10 role, like we saw against Chelsea in the second half, where we went and beat them. McGinn on the right, Rodgers in the middle. Oh, no, it probably will be Rodgers out wide. Flash Score reckons it's in the middle, but I'm guarantee you right now it will be Buendia in the middle with Rodgers out on the left, with Ollie Watkins down the middle. And I think that is how it's going to go for Nottingham Forest. We'll get their lineup. I should give them a bit more respect as well. I do think we'll win today, but Forest, they're no mugs, Forest, and they do have players that can hurt you. I think the reason why they're down there, obviously with the mix-up of managers and stuff, it's hard to get form when you're playing completely different styles of football. But Amari Hutchinson is a top player. Gibbs White, a top player. I'm just watching McGinn lose the ball down the right-hand side. So they have John Victor in goal. They have a lot of players out. Oh my life, what happened there? What the hell happened? I look away, we lose the ball, and I just see Watkins has a chance saved by Victor. I'm not even through the lineups yet, guys. I watched McGinn lose the ball. I hear the commentator, and suddenly Watkins has a chance in front of goal. What happened? Oh, Rodgers intercepted the... Oh my God, Watkins should score. Watkins should 100% score. Morgan Rodgers robs the defender, squares it for Ollie Watkins, and it should be 1-0. It's just typical Ollie Watkins, really, that he's missed that. It's a good save from Victor, but I am surprised. We had an opportunity like that when I looked away. Anyway, for Forest, it is Victor in goal. It is back four of Aina, Milenkovic, Murillo, and Williams. Midfield of Dominguez and Anderson. Hutchinson on the left, Gibbs White down the middle, Baka on the right, and Igor Jesus in the attack for Nottingham Forest. So it's a bit of a similar system for us. Jack says, up the Blues. You do realise you are 1 win in 9? There is no way I'm getting abuse from... Not abuse. Abuse is the wrong word. No way I'm getting banter from Blues fans when you're 1 win in 9 in the Championship. Your fans sing sideways and backwards everywhere we go. That's all I'm going to say. Sideways and backwards everywhere we go. And this manager, who a lot of you glazed in League One, suddenly he's not good enough. That's crazy how that works. You know, barely a few months after promotion into the Championship, suddenly now he's not good enough. Yeah. A lot of football fans are fickle, I think. Hammer says, I hate Watkins. We've seen the script before. I mean, look, it's an early chance. Ollie, it's a good save. Victor flings out a right leg and makes a good save, but it has been just kind of typical of Ollie to miss these kind of chances, and I don't want to get on his back, but you kind of have to score those. He's 1-on-1 in front of goal, and that probably should be 1-0. But it is just what Ollie does. How you doing, Seb? Wolves away. You should be buzzing with that draw away at Man United. I'm sure you are loving life with that. Cash cross is over here. Oh dear. That'll be a goal kick to Forest. To be honest, Wolves probably should have won that game. I put the Wolves game on my tablet while I was watching Villa Arsenal, and I saw Wolves have some good chances in that game. And I tell you, if they would have won, Amorim would have been sacked if they would have won. I'm pretty sure of that. You're going to beat West Ham later? What a game. What a game that is. If Wolves are to win a game this season, it's West Ham. In fact, I'll go as far to say, if Wolves don't beat this West Ham side, they won't win all season. Because West Ham, I think, are in the worst spot right now. I think they're genuinely, it's easier to beat them than Burnley, because Burnley's set up defensively. So if they don't win against West Ham, I don't think you'll win all season. Because that'll be in your minds. Like, we have just lost to this West Ham side who are absolute shite. So that's just my take. That's my take. We'll see what happens though. I think what essentially would happen is if when you beat them, you're basically just dragging them down with you. That's just, yeah, in my opinion. Buendia back to Lindelof. It's been all Villa so far in the first 5 minutes. Not really seen Forest touch the ball. Konza in towards Yuri Tielemans. It is going to be a very defensive setup. We've seen Sean Dyche ball. Dyche ball's all the same. Buendia's cross is low, deflected away, and it will be a throw into Aston Villa on the far side. I like Buendia. I think Buendia is a better impact sub, to be honest. That is my opinion. I don't think Buendia offers the same output when you start him. But well, you know, maybe look, he could prove me wrong. Up the Villa says the welder. Up the Villa from Crystal as well. Guys, give me some score predictions. It's a bit late on. I still think it will be 2-0 Villa. I think it will be, and I'm giving a clean sheet as well. That's when you know I'm serious. I think Villa will be fine, and I think we need to win this game. Forest do play long, but far too long, and into the hands of Emi Martinez. Benjamin says 2-1 Villa. I don't think that's a bad shout. Conceding a goal is very Villa. A lot of our wins in that 11-game win streak was like 2-1. Or, you know, we conceded goals in that run. And we don't have Torres. So I think conceding a goal is probably likely. Jay says 2-1. Crystal says 3-1. I'm the only one saying clean sheet. Which, you know what? I may be wrong. We'll see. Kamara into Yuri Tielemans. Oh, that's a nice pass down the left. Maatsen. Rodgers ahead of him. Ignores him. Finds Tielemans. We've kept this ball largely on the left-hand side so far. That's a nice turn. Rodgers trying to square it. Maatsen flicks a... Is that a cross? A shot? I'm not entirely sure. It floats over everyone. Forest only half clear the ball, and that should be a foul. A free kick to Aston Villa. And it is. It was Ezri Konsa chasing the ball, and Jesus with the foul. And Aston Villa, early pressure here, causing Forest some trouble. Morgan Rodgers did really well down that left-hand side. And then it was like a mishit shot cross from Maatsen. I think Maatsen's going for a shot there, and he's just scuffed it. And it's, rather than gone towards goal, it's kind of gone up in the air and looked like a cross. Thank you for the 6 Thunder Hammers from the Welder. I appreciate you very, very much, my friend. Callum also says 4-2. The Welder says 3-0. Hammers says Chris Davis was Andrew's assistant. No surprise in the 17th. Thoughts on Esteval? Oh, Rodgers into Buendia. Maatsen. I've heard rumours, by the way, that Villa are looking for Marmoush on loan, which would be pretty insane, I think. As long as there's no obligation to buy. But I actually think Marmoush is a quite nifty player, to be honest. So we'll see what happens there. Tielemans, nice pass into McGinn down the right. McGinn cuts inside in the box. McGinn. Oh, what is that, John? What is that from John McGinn? He has properly sliced that cross. You know what? It might not even be a slice. No, he's meant to whip that. That's got no whip on it at all. That's not Mr. Whippy. That has sailed out. And I will say, McGinn, I thought probably his worst game in a Villa shirt was off the bench against Arsenal. He was ran ragged in that midfield. And he does look. I love John, but there are some games where he's ineffective, and he tried to do his like holding off thing where he uses his ass or whatever. But that just it didn't work a single time against Forest. And when that doesn't work, a lot of his hold up player goes. A lot of his utility goes. I feel like he relies on it so much that when it doesn't work, I think he struggles. Which go live every Villa game. There's just sometimes I have a clash with some things. Like it was my girlfriend's birthday when we played against Arsenal, so it's kind of I can't really go live during that as much as that might be funny. I can't go live during that, so yeah, there's always things going on at awkward times. Thankfully, though, I'm live here. I can get this game done early, and hopefully I'll be happy for the rest of the weekend. Having an early kickoff on a Saturday does mean you're miserable throughout the weekend if you lose. And that's one thing I don't like. McGinn squares it. Kamara, Buendia. So, it's a couple blocks. Is that not a foul on Buendia? Oh, apparently he's giving the foul the other way with Kamara. What the hell's going on? Apparently there's been a foul the other way. Okay. My TikTok live just ended. For God's sake. I did think that was a pen hammers. It looked like a foul to me, but I've only saw one viewing of that. For some reason when I go live here, it does just end my live stream, and I don't know why it does it. I really don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go back live on my phone, which is a bit annoying. I'm gonna start doing the streams in the different camera view, because I don't know what is going on. It says unstable, but I've never had issues streaming, so I think it's a load of waffle personally. Cash into McGinn. Turn. Okay, I think Cash is off. Is he not offside, Cash? Well, the referee and linesman don't indicate that. Kamara. Oh, this is lovely play from Villa. Rodgers. Until I had to ruin it. I said lovely play, and then Rodgers gave the ball away. Right. Here we go. I'm just going to click that. And hope for the best. Right. I'm going to turn my brightness up a little bit as well. Hello, guys. It ended my stream on my PC. I apologise. I have no idea why it does that. It's done it now. The last 2 streams I've done here, where it will just end the stream. Fantastic. How are we all doing? So it's been 13 minutes. If you weren't in the previous live, it's been 13 minutes. Still 0-0. It's been all Villa though. One wave traffic. As Forest, I mean, they set up like they're going to play a 4-2-3-1, but essentially it's a 4-5-1, and they've sat back and defended. And look, I know it's Deutsche Ball. I'm not going to sit here and criticise Deutsche Ball. I'm just going to say it how it is. That should be a free kick to Aston Villa on Cash, but the referee once again doesn't give it. He's now not giving Villa a couple of these free kicks around the box. That's a handball from Jesus, and he gives that. He has struggled to get any kind of pass, by the way, Jesus. Villa take it quickly. Watkins' touch is pretty poor, and that goes out of play for a goal kick. Well, I predicted 2-0. I still think that will happen. It's just, well, we've already missed one big chance, and you do worry when you miss big chances in games like this that it can bite you in the arse if you don't do something in the game after that. But yeah, we shall see. Just bear with me. I'll have my chat up on here because I'm just kind of like straining my neck looking at my tablet down here for a chat. Right. So quarter of an hour gone, still 0-0. Villa have to win, in my opinion. They have to win today, just to bounce back. It's always been to me not about how long the run can continue. It's always been how well do we respond after the run goes, and that is today. And we're playing a team that I don't think is all that great, who are around the bottom and probably would be in more relegation trouble if it weren't for the fact that the bottom three are so horrendously bad. It's kind of saving them. I think Wolves are one of the worst teams in Premier League history. Burnley are your typical Burnley when they come up now. I'm tired of Burnley, to be honest. I always want something different from them, and they never show it. They always kind of play the same way. Well, with Vincent Kompany, I think they tried to be a little bit expansive at times, but didn't have the right players, and now the style of play is pretty ass. I don't think they invested too well. I think Sunderland were more. How do I describe Sunderland? Sunderland rolled the dice more and spent more money and got higher profile players, and it paid off. Where I don't think that happens for Burnley. Oh, the live ended. I don't know why it does this, but when I stream off my PC on Streamlabs, the last couple times now, it just ends the live randomly. So I'm going to try and look into that, what's going on. Watkins with a good interception, hooks a pass forward. Trying to find a ball into Rodgers, and it was very well defended. We still keep the ball. They have frustrated us a little bit so far, Forest. Still frustrated us. Is Watkins. In towards Kamara. Cash down the right. Hang on, if I just get up flash score. We should have stats over on the red platform. That's the only thing that's still live. That didn't go down. But the TikTok one did. The TikTok app hates me, honestly. It's the live app is very terribly built for a lot of different ways. But there we go. Villa were already 0.76 XG, and it was because of that Watkins chance. That Watkins chance should have been a goal. And it is just kind of typical of Ollie Watkins this season that he doesn't take those kind of opportunities. But there we go. So 83% possession for Villa. Cash cross is deflected, falls to Maatsen. Ian Maatsen lines it up. Oh, wide of the post it goes for Maatsen. He actually caught that really sweetly. Ian Maatsen strikes it towards that near post. It's not far wide. Yes, AJ, what do you think about Arsenal? I think they're very unsporting and crybabies. I don't really like them, to be honest. I don't like their fans or the club. And not for that. I don't care about unsporting. I just think they're really emotional. They're a really, really emotional team, and they take everything to heart. Like Gabriel doing the Onana celebration, it shows that he's watching Villa social media after they lose. And I think as a professional who's supposed to be, composed at all times, trying to, get Arsenal a league title, whatever, watching Aston Villa TikToks is not going to help you do that, my friend. And it kind of just shows like the level that Arsenal are at, I think. And when they lost to Villa, you got their players like punching the ground and Raya kicking the post, and like you can lose a game. We're not halfway through the season. I'd understand it a bit more if it was like they concede that and they lose the league title, but like, really? I don't know. I thought it was a very interesting thing that I always see of Arsenal. They just kind of like, they get too excited about things. Oh shit, Rodgers has gone down. Oh dear. What's happened here? He's had a collision with Murillo. He's landed. Oh! Oh no. He's landed on his knee. And I thought already he's put full weight on one knee. Murillo then steps on it. Oh, that's a sore one for Rodgers. And he's limping a little bit here, Morgan Rodgers. He's ripped his sock. He's ripped his sock. And yeah, he does look. He looks a little bit sore here. Forest go long, well won back by Matson. He's had a very solid game so far. Matson runs down the left-hand side. Rogers with him. Good tackle. Villa do get a throw-in. And we take it quickly. We've had a lot of... That's a push in the back on Rogers, surely. Which the Villa crowd made a lot of noise there trying to, well, understand why that wasn't given. Now Forest play a long ball. It's Dominguez against Konza on his own. And it will be that will be Forest's route of goal, won't it? It will just be playing long. Good tackle from Konza. And a throw into Forest is given, which Konza is also perplexed at. Oh, I just want to see this challenge on Rogers. It's a two-handed shove in the back. I'm sorry. Look, he does go down a little bit soft, but it is a two-handed shove in the back of Rogers. It's one of those where I think if the ref gives it, I don't think VAR overturn it. It's a two-handed shove. Like, I don't know why defenders do that when they know VAR exists. Like, why would you risk giving a penalty away for something like that? That's what I don't understand. Thoughts on Matson better than Digne? I think Matson and Digne offered completely different things. If I could only choose one, I would say I would rather Matson, because I think Matson has a greater ceiling than Digne. But Digne is better defensively, 100%. Yo, it's me again. You're gonna lose. How you doing, Chase? Well, to lose, Forest would have to go out their half, which right now they're not really doing. Yeah, when needed, says great refs. I mean, the refereeing is interesting. Some will say, Rogers goes down soft, but he's in the middle of two defenders, and one of them gives a two-handed shove in the back of Rogers, and he waves it away. I've seen penalties given for a lot less than that. A lot less than that. Come on, Forest. I'm a City fan. Bro, you got to be looking higher, not lower. Your focus should not be Aston Villa. Your focus should be Arsenal and Arsenal only. In fact, to be honest, your focus should be on City, because you lot have shat the bed recently. And we don't... Well, I say we. I think I speak for a lot of football fans when I say we don't want Arsenal winning the league title because they are insufferable. So City better get their shit together and put pressure on at the very, very least. Because I cannot be in a world where Arsenal win the league, please. I don't want to see it. I still don't think they'll do it. Maybe it's copium. I still don't think they'll do it. I've not been convinced. Shane, thank you for the 1 rose. I appreciate that. Score is still 0-0 after 22 minutes. Has been all Villa so far. And Ollie Watkins missing a huge chance in this game within the first minute of the game. We will, but our defence is diabolically bad. Bro, you say your defence. Savinho is not a footballer. Whoever sold you Savinho should be locked up. He's absolutely shite. And when Doku plays, it's just a different attack altogether. So the fact that Savinho starts games of football for Manchester City is absolutely baffles me. I don't get it. Victor into Murillo. Villa with a very high press here. Can Forest work through it? They've barely gone into our half all game. And he's given a foul. See, this is what I hate about referees, right? If that happened in the box, you'd never get it. But it's a foul outside of it. So you'll get that kind of foul. It's half the shove that was put onto Rogers. And if that was in the box, you'd never get that decision. I don't think that should be how football works. But yeah, a bit of a mess there at the back for Aston Villa. And that'll be a corner. Not entirely sure what we're doing there defensively. It took a lucky ricochet back to Morgan Gibbs-White. Yeah, Lindelof makes the block. Deflects back off... He makes the block, deflects back off Morgan Gibbs-White and back off Lindelof. Bounces actually to the... it bounces into a decent chance for Gibbs-White is what I'm trying to say. Just from a double deflection. And now Forest have a corner from that. It would be sickening. If they go and score after how we have dominated this game, I will cry. Oh, what a tackle and interception from Cash. Villa play on with the advantage. John McGinn looks forward, finds a pass into Rogers. Not a great first touch. Rogers does settle himself, finds Ollie Watkins down the right-hand side. Ollie Watkins on an angle. Should have probably looked for a shot there. does find Rodgers. Turns, goes down. He's never going to get that. I feel like Rodgers is putting himself on the floor a little bit now, and this is probably not the game to do it because the referee doesn't want to give Rodgers anything. Oh dear. I feel like it's the wrong decision to sell Bob instead of Savio because Bob's got potential and Savio's got nothing. I just find it weird. I don't know. I think like Omar Marmoush probably has more out wide than Savinho personally as well. But you got to build around your academy. I don't think teams do it enough really. And Oscar Bob, he's not a world beater just yet, but he's very young, and I feel like teams just want insane players now, and they don't want to build around what they have. That I don't think there's as many Bukayo Saka stories as there should be. Oh, good flick on by John McGinn, but very well defended. And to be fair to Forest, they have defended well so far in this opening 25 minutes. McGinn does really well, puts the ball actually really well into Watkins. Watkins squares it. His pass is poor. Frustrating. Because John McGinn does so well there to get the ball between two Forest players, and then Watkins' cross was, well, not where it should be. Very frustrating. I don't get why Pep hates Marmoush. I think he's a good player. I don't get it. Rodgers, chance. Oh, what a block for Murillo. Murillo might have just saved Forest the goal there. And now Murillo has lost the ball. They wanted a foul for that. Which, you know what? They could have got one. McGinn has now gone down holding his arm. Kamara into Matty Cash. Cash finds Kamara again. Yeah, John McGinn, his arm is out in here. Lindelof. I think when the ball goes out of play, McGinn will want treatment with his arm there. Tielemans flicks it forward. Another penalty that Villa won. This time Watkins throwing himself to the ground. He's not helping it. I don't think Villa are helping themselves because this referee doesn't want to give us anything. And each time we go down, it looks more... It looks less and less like a foul each time. So we're not helping. Nice flick into Buendia. Domingos, though, does really well to intercept. This has been a very good game for Aston Villa. Everything but the goal is what has happened, essentially. Steven says, keep right on, mate. Keep right on to 1 win in 9. Woo! Cooking the championship. Cash, cross is dangerous, but no one attacks it. And it goes out of play. Cash, I think Cash looks surprised that no one throws themselves towards that. It's a really good delivery from Matty Cash. And it's just in front of the post. And I feel like if anyone gets a touch on this, it's probably going to be a goal. But no one really attacks it, and it goes out of play. And 28 minutes gone. I don't quite know how it's still Aston Villa 0, Nottingham Forest 0. XG, by the way, is 0.91 to 0.01. With 81% possession for Aston Villa. 81! 81. They've barely... I can remember, this is not an exaggeration, they've come out their half twice. And technically that, if you want to count that, where their goal kick goes beyond the halfway line. And it was where they led to a corner from Gibbs White. And earlier I think it was Dominguez who chased the long ball and was forced out wide by Konza and he lost it. That's the only 2 times they've properly come out their half in this whole game, which is pretty damn insane. Like, I know Deitch plays football to get you over the line, basically, but as a Forest fan, this must be quite stinking viewing, I can't lie. Tielemans, nice ball into Cash. The first touch has let him down, and that's been another common theme. It's such a nice ball forward into Cash to find Cash in space inside the box, and now he got Jesus, another foul from Jesus on the halfway line. He's having a torrid time trying to hold up the ball for Forest. Celtic 1, Rangers 0 in the Scottish derby over there. The derby of shit managers. So, my score prediction was 2-0. I'm not going to change it, but I still feel confident that we'll at the very least win. I don't know about by 2. No, I'll still say 2 goals because we've been all over them. I feel like it's one of those games where we get the first goal and then the avalanche will come. It's just getting that first goal, unfortunately. I'm worried, though, the bench is not fantastic. and I didn't even mention the bench until now. Hang on. Rodgers, why? Ollie holding the ball up, trying to play it back into Rodgers when Rodgers has two players in front of him. Anyway, for Villa, so it's Bizot as the backup goalkeeper. Oh, that's a mistake from Lindelof. And it's now Dominguez. Amari Hutchinson on the right. Good save, Martinez. All of that because of Lindelof's mistake. And they still have it. And the cross is deflected off Cash, and Forest have a corner. They've hardly done anything, Forest. But that could have been 1-0. It's a good save from Emi Martinez. It would have been a very undeserved goal. But it was Kamara getting tackled, and then it was Lindelof with a very strange lunge that gets nowhere near Dominguez. It's a good save, Martinez. I don't think it's one he should be conceding, though. Because it's not a lot of power in it. It's towards the corner. It's a good save for Martinez. I don't think many in the Premier League let that in. Maybe Ramsdale concedes that goal, but I don't think many other goalkeepers in this league concede that. Corner to Forest there, and we've conceded a corner for each of the last two games now. Punched away from Martinez, which is what he should have done against Chelsea and Arsenal. So I'd like to see Martinez actually punch more when it's right in front of him. Oh, Ina's had a mistake here, Buendia, and he does go long looking for Morgan Rodgers. Finds Rodgers. First touch is decent, but he's just every time is surrounded. Backward now goes down for Forest. The referee ignores it. Tielemans into Cash down the right-hand side. James, you got to believe, my friend. You got to believe. Tielemans for Aston Villa. 32 minutes gone. Still, it remains 0-0. We are deadlocked with Nottingham Forest. And we've had the better chances, but we do have to be careful a little bit. Tielemans goes down again. And a goal kick is given. Milenkovic is a bit of a prick, I can't lie. He's just shoving all the time. Yeah, Tielemans, he has just gone down trying to get a penalty there. What are we doing? Like, genuinely, what are we doing? Yes, Milenkovic is a dick. He likes to shove everyone. But you're making it easy for him when you look unnatural when you go down. He gets the contact, and then it takes like a full second for him to go to floor. And it's really just a really weird way of playing. Really, I don't know. That's a nice long ball forward for Forest down the right side. Is that Dominguez again? Maatson does well to deflect the cross. Oh, it's Igor Jesus actually. I've hardly seen Jesus all game, so I just presumed it was Dominguez. But no, it was Jesus. First bit of hold-up play Jesus has been successful with. It will be a corner to Forest. And I feel these are their chances if they're going to get something today. Villa, what a dive. Yeah, the dive weren't great. It annoys me because there's a foul on Emi, I think there. There's genuine questions about how they defend and how physical they are defending. Like especially Milenkovic, he's just a bit of a knobhead. But we don't help ourselves. I think we go down a bit soft. Well, he didn't ruin Jack. Just didn't give him enough time. I still think he took some of Jack Grealish's creativity away. I don't think you can ruin a player like that. I just think you don't get the best out of them. Like Jack he's better when he's essentially given more of a free roam kind of play style, and you don't get that in a Pep Guardiola system. So yeah. Essentially, Grealish at Villa, and to an extent, Grealish at Everton, is you just kind of tell him to do whatever he wants down his, down his wing. And that's where you do see the best of him. On Paro, I'm literally watching the game right now. You bozo. I don't know why. I don't know why people do that. Did they not think I have like a Sky Sports subscription? I don't know what is going on. But when I'm seeing Villa have the ball by their corner flag, like I don't really get it. I don't know. Jesus with another foul on the halfway line. I think he's fouled more. He's made more fouls than he's given passes to Forest players. I think his fouling has been more obvious than his hold-up play. Very strange individual. And Alconda did receive like a hand in the face. Free hit to Villa. 35 minutes gone. Still, it remains 0-0. I'm actually going to have a little peek here at Jesus' career. Only one goal for Forest. They signed him from Botafogo. And even then, he only scored 3 goals in 10 in his most recent season. And now one goal in 18. 1 goal in 18 is not amazing, I don't think. Not amazing. I know he's got 4 goals in the Europa League, 2 goals in the EFL Cup, but one Premier League goal is not great. I think there has been. This is something not many people have talked about, by the way. But I don't think it's been a great season for strikers. I think a lot of strikers have been very poor for not just Aston Villa, but I think very many strikers in the Premier League have kind of fallen off. Strand Larsen scored a lot of goals for Wolves, has been very quiet. Sesko came with expectations, been pretty poor. Gyökeres the same. You go through a lot of teams, to be honest. Maatsen for Villa down the left. Maatsen does lose his footing. And again, they don't give the free kick to Aston Villa. Onana, sidelined. He looks very cold, by the way, Onana. He's got a full-on coat, jacket, all like zipped up all the way to his nose. He looks freezing out there. Yeah. Victor, goal kick for Forest. Essentially, Forest have stopped us playing football a little bit, and we're probably not getting as many set pieces as we probably deserve. Just looking at Villa's Twitter. We're 37 minutes in. We've got a corner. Lowest of blocks, classic Dyche. Gonna be bittersweet when we put one away. Floodgates will open sooner rather than later. Stop diving in the box, will come. Can we stop toying with them? Just score. It's like watching an England qualify against Andorra or Lithuania. The ref is giving us nothing. Watkins needs to sort his crap out, showing zero striker's instinct and isn't holding up anything with good layoff. Yeah, Watkins hold up play is typically not bad. He has struggled to hold the ball up. There's been times where he'll receive the ball back to goal. Oh, Cash has bumped into the linesman and then had a word with the linesman about it. But yeah, Cash. And again, not Watkins, sorry. It was McGinn who goes down, wanting a foul. Well, I don't know why we just keep throwing ourselves to the floor. It's clearly not working, so can we please not do it? What a throw that is. But McGinn takes off his knee, but it's a heavy touch, and I keep repeating myself over and over again because we keep doing the same things over and over again here. Cash, long throw. Flick on towards Rodgers. Someone have a go. It's a scramble, and they get it away. I actually find a good pass as well into Jesus. The worst about it. Jesus has lost the ball again. Jesus has been awful too. Like, any criticism I've given about Watkins' hold-up play is probably unfair when Igor Jesus cannot hold a ball to save his life. Like, how Forest are supposed to play out when they are this defensive. You're better off with a lamppost on the halfway line. I really don't understand what the game plan is for Forest when Jesus just cannot hold a ball. Every time the ball goes to him, it's either too far for him, or he tries a physical challenge with Konza and loses. Or his pass is poor. Like, he's actually got the ball a couple of times, and his pass has been shocking. I don't understand it. Cash finds Kamara. Kamara clips the ball forward to Cash, who flicks his header on towards John McGinn. Murillo there to clear. Murillo's been the best player today. He has kind of soaked everything up for Forest, and he's not as I don't think he's as, like, I don't know how to word this really. I don't think Milenkovic kind of cheats in the way he defends because he uses his hands a lot. Murillo's not that kind of defender. He defends in a very proper way, and I'll give him that. Where Milenkovic just kind of like shoves you with two hands all the time. I don't think we're helping ourselves with these dives. We're getting contact, but we're trying to make the referee know it, and it's going the other way. In fairness, there's more chance of the referee giving them a free kick for a dive. Oh, what a tackle from Watkins! In fairness, Maatsen. Oh, for God's sake, Rodgers. Trying to be fancy there with Aina, and now Forest play long looking for Jesus. He's offside. He's shit. Jesus is shit, man. How, honestly, he's so bad. One Premier League goal for Jesus. I can kind of see why. How Forest score any goal in the Premier League when they play this defensive and they have to, play long towards someone who tries to hold the ball on but can't seem to do it. I feel like they must score like the majority of their goals off set pieces, because I refuse to believe that this long ball to Jesus works every week. Are you doing okay, Bet? It was my girlfriend's birthday for Villa Arsenal, and I was out all day when we played Chelsea. So yeah, apologies for that. I was away Christmas week essentially with my family. So yeah, just kind of is what it is. I came back on the day, but I came back 10 minutes before kickoff, and I was like, I don't have anything set up for it. So yeah, it just is what it is. But I'm back today. Here we are, and I'm getting frustrated by Nottingham Forest. 79% possession. Sky have confirmed it. 79%, and it's still 0-0. And if you ever want textbook low block from any Premier League side, it is what you're seeing from Nottingham Forest. It really is the textbook. Super defensive, super low defensive line, low line of engagement. Milenkovic with a slide tackle. That's probably, it's travelled 60 yards to the ball. Bloody hell. Coming up to half time, I am worried a little bit. I am worried. You think it's staying 0-0? I think it will stay 0-0 till half time, and I'm hoping second half we'll see something different. Konza is. This is how defensive they are. Ezri Konza is sat 35 yards out from their goal. Kamara, I think he wanted Cash to overtake that, but he didn't, and now it's a throw into Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, sorry, it's a Villa. I thought it was you know what? I thought that was a throw into Forest, and so did Williams, but the referee gives it to Aston Villa. It will be Matty Cash. He does have the capability of going long. These are the kind of games where you wonder, could we have implemented a long throw into the box maybe to try and pin them back a little bit? Although they're quite physical, Forest, but I don't know. I don't think it's an option you do all the time, but I think you could actually implement it a little bit. Hutchinson skips inside. It's a rare Forest chance here. It's Williams down the left. He's got a bit more space than I would like. Oh, gets beyond Kamara. Cross. Maatsen away. Maatsen's been our best player. Very good defensively. Very good going forward. Oh, good tackle again. I tell you what, Ollie Watkins, with his defensive duties there, a couple times where he wins the ball quite far back, and it leads to like an attack for Aston Villa. He's finally given Villa a free kick. Hey! He's given Villa a foul. Oh my god. Probably the first time in like 20 minutes he has given Aston Villa a set piece. And like, how much does he have to get pulled back? I wasn't even going to say it because like he's just not giving Villa anything really. But he's given Villa a foul for that. You know what? That's probably not as much as a foul as some of the stuff he's been ignoring. So if I speak, I'm in big trouble. Never a foul, always moaning. Ooh. What, Villa? Rodgers? What? You can't just pull someone's arm. I don't know if you're new to the sport, but you can't just pull someone's arm and not expect a foul to be given. Someone's just said, Villa hate watch. He got muted. Free kick to Villa, taken short. Rodgers into Tielemans. Maatsen down the left-hand side. Ian Maatsen's cross hooked towards Ollie Watkins. Flicked on by Milenkovic. Konza hammers across. I know that's a centre half, but how much power does he expect to put into a cross? Like, I love Esri, but he has absolutely missiled that towards the box, and I don't even know how you accidentally get that much power on it, because it needed to be a lot softer connection. Kamara. Cushion header into Tielemans. Tielemans into Rodgers. Chance for Ollie Watkins. Yeah! What a strike that is! Ollie Watkins has a goal in each of his last 3 games. And it's a Villa special this season. It's another shot from the edge of the box that once again nestles into the back of the net. How many times are we going to do it this season? It's Villa 1, Nottingham Forest 0 on the stroke of half-time. And maybe, just maybe, Ollie Watkins could be back. That is now 4 goals in 3 games for Ollie Watkins. And I tell you what, it's definitely what we deserve for this game. I said it probably would end 0-0 half-time, but we've been all over Forest, and this has been deserved. It's a wonderful goal. Oh, my life, man. I've seen the replay again. Rodgers into Watkins. It's that same link-up again, and Watkins' shot towards the top corner goes in. So, absolutely terrific strike. Villa 1, Forest 0. Absolute missile, Ollie Watkins. And you don't see him score many from the edge of the box. In fact, I don't think you don't really see Ollie Watkins score many goals outside the box at all. I'd love to see a statistic on that. But that is literally the stroke of half-time. It is Aston Villa 1, Nottingham Forest 0. It was Morgan Rodgers who got the assist. It was that, like I said, it's that same old link-up. Rodgers into Ollie Watkins to make it 1-0. And as much as I actually give credit to Forest and how they've defended, it probably does deserve to be 1-0 Villa. Forest have struggled to play out. Like, you can play low block and still be good on the counter-attack, and, you know, you should still get credit for that. Because not every team that plays low block obviously deserves to lose. It's not how football plays. But their distribution and their hold-up play has been abysmal. And it's just kind of been them on the ropes for pretty much the entirety of the first half. And, yeah, I mean, Ollie Watkins looked like John Duran there. That's how little Watkins scores from the edge of the box. I just immediately thought of John Duran. What a goal there. Villa do lead, though. Deservedly so. And I think it's important today, very important today, that we do get those 3 points after losing. We lose our run. People do forget, though, that it's not just 11 wins. I say most people. I think I probably should give more credit to others, but like our run beyond that 11 wins, we lost to Liverpool and then won 11 in a row. But prior to Liverpool, we beat Manchester City in the Premier League, Spurs, Burnley, Fulham. Like, that's 4 wins in a row there as well. And then we lost. And then prior to that, we drew with Sunderland and Everton. So we've actually not really lost that many games in the Premier League this season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Only 2 losses in two losses in 18, I think, which is not, that's pretty good, man. Well, I might have miscounted that. I think I miscounted a league cup game. But essentially, look, we've only lost 4 in the league, 4 and 20. There you go. And our run has been incredible. So I look at it less as like 11 wins in a row, and it's more of like our consistency in that time was ridiculous. Yeah, I'm very proud, very, very proud of this team. I'm gonna count that again because I've definitely miscounted. Yeah, prior to Liverpool, it was Man City, Tottenham, Burnley, Fulham. So 4 wins, then a loss, then 11 wins. So what? 15 wins and 2 losses. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. And we win today. That's 16. I think that's pretty good, personally. And well, it's not even. I don't think it's up for debate. I think if Man City had that record, they'd be buzzing. But yeah, get Rodgers a hot dog half time. He'll come out and score. Don't need to. He sets up Ollie to make it 1-0. And I'm gonna have a look at their Twitter. Deichball. When Deichball works, people don't mind it because it gets results. But when Deichball doesn't work, you'll often see negativity towards Sean Dyche. And I don't mind a low block, especially if your squad's not great. But I actually do rate a lot of the Forest players. I don't think they have to play this defensively. I just think it's too ingrained in Sean Dyche to play anything else. But like a defensive Murillo and Milenkovic as a centre back partnership got them in Europe last year. So why they're defending in front of their goal? Every player essentially. The furthest player is Jesus, and he's typically just 30 yards from their own goal. I don't really understand if you're a team like Forest why you play that way. I feel like he could have adapted a little bit and tried to be, like a mid block is fine. If you want to do a low block, maybe like a higher line of engagement. Try and get the ball back off Villa a bit further outside their box and not just sit in and try and defend because they can't get out. This is the problem, and we had this against Chelsea in our first half as well. We struggled to get out. Like we'd win the ball, defensively we'd do well. We'd deal with their danger, but then we try and distribute it, and we'd lose the ball over and over again. Whether we try and go long, whether we try and go short through Matson down the left hand side. We couldn't keep the ball. And Forest having that issue as well right now. They just cannot keep it. Igor Jesus, that is one of the worst examples of hold-up play you will ever see. He has been absolutely awful for Nottingham Forest. I think he has made more fouls than passes in this game. He's handballed, I think, at least on one occasion as well on the halfway line. He slapped Konza in the face in one incident at on the halfway line. Like the guy is terrible. 1 Premier League goal. He's absolutely terrible. And yeah, I think looking at Forest, if there is any Forest fan in the chat, I think Dominguez has actually been pretty good. Both defensively and in their transition. He's so weird as someone who plays in a pivot to be one of the better players going forward, but it is 100% true. Because sometimes he'll just chase a long ball. And his hold-up play is better than the forward. His hold-up play is literally better than Jesus. He's had 2 occasions of it, and he held the ball up successfully in both. So maybe there needs to be a change there, because I find that interesting. Gibbs White has been completely invisible. Hutchinson has done a little bit down the left-hand side, but it typically just has been Dominguez and Hutchinson. I think Aina and Williams they've not really had chances as fullbacks to go forward. I don't think they've done that badly defensively, but you just got to remember they play so far back. It's hard to actually get forward. So after now we've scored, they'll probably have come a bit more forward now and try and play a bit more expansive. But yeah, I'm just gonna look at what their Twitter's doing. How am I doing FPL? I have not looked in the last 2 weeks. I always do this FPL, to be honest. So I don't really want to look right now, to be honest. I had him first goal scorer. Also, Happy New Year. How you doing, Tottenham Tilt? Well, it's good. Do you say you had Watkins as your first goal scorer? To be honest, from a betting point of view, Morgan Rogers' first assist, Ollie Watkins' first goal. Surely, a lot of people, if they're gonna have a Villa bet, probably would say something along those lines. Wall players who should have had a few pens. You know what? I don't think so. I think there's one that probably should have been given. The rest were dives. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, the referees are not giving Villa anything. We're not helping ourselves because we're flopping to the floor every few seconds. The one I actually do think was a foul and a penalty was the two-handed shove in the back. Milenkovic on Rogers when Rogers got sandwiched between two Forest players. And that was a very obvious full-on shove in the back of Rogers. He goes down and the referee gives nothing. That's the only one I think was a penalty, which the referee doesn't give. And then our reaction to that is to then go down even softer. Like, if he's not going to give an obvious shove in the back, he's not gonna give it. Like, the Tielemans one for me was just unbelievable. Tielemans does get contact, but then it's like he pauses, waits like 2 seconds, and then goes down. I'm like, you are an idiot. Because if he's not going to give a shove in the back on Rogers, he ain't going to give that. It's just how it is. And so we got more desperate. And so you should be going the other way, because he will not give Villa a penalty. I absolutely promise you, he won't give Villa a penalty today. Because he's kind of allowed Forest to be as physical as they want. So we just kind of have to just accept that and move on. And not try and play for it, because what it's just gonna do is just give them the ball. So let's not do this. Where's the new lad? It's obviously it's too soon for him to be anywhere near involved. All I'm hoping for, by the way, is that we don't send him out on loan. I mean, that's a new topic I'll get into in a sec, because I just wanted to read some more comments. But I swear, if we've bought a player just to chuck him out, especially when our squad depth isn't great, I will be mad. Prediction on City Chelsea. Chelsea is the under-21s coach. I think with Enzo, maybe Chelsea get a point, but if they don't get a manager, I don't think they could get a manager in time, could they? I know Liam Rosenior is the expected man to come in. Although I've now seen reports that Eddie Howe could be a pro. I don't know what that is about. But it's probably going to be. It probably will be Liam Rosenior. And with the game being tomorrow, I do think City will win that, because Chelsea are right now in a mess. This is like the perfect time for Manchester City to play Chelsea, is when they're in this kind of state, and especially at home. City at home are very, very... I mean, I don't need to tell you how good City are at home. They are very, very good. City away, for me, worry me. If especially with, I'm hoping Arsenal don't win the league. I don't trust City in away games. I've seen enough, really. I thought City were poor. I mean, you would even probably admit yourself, I thought City were poor at Villa. I know Villa's home record is pretty good, but I was really unimpressed with Man City at Villa Park. I thought you were pretty toothless against Sunderland, and they probably deserved their point. You went to Arsenal and basically sat back and defended. I think there's been questions. At the start of season, Brighton as well. When you had a little wobble, I think you steadied that a little bit after. I mean, you lost 2 of the first 3 games, which is kind of unheard of for Manchester City. But I don't know. I have less confidence. Oh, Newcastle as well. I forgot about Newcastle entirely. City worry me away, and I'm worried about Arsenal win the league, because I essentially, like I said, I just don't trust City to win their away games. I'm happy Villa gets UCL spot. Should be happy. They are miraculously good now. Look, I'm buzzing. I've never said once I think Villa are in a title race. And to be fair, you can go back and watch stuff from me as well. I'm never reactive when we didn't score a goal in the first 5 games. I always said, look, it's not great right now, but eventually it will come. And football is a very people react to the very late last thing. Villa won 11 in a row, and now suddenly the whole timeline is talking about how shit Villa were against Arsenal. It's like, well, you just ignored the previous 11 games to focus on one bad game. And it's kind of just what football is like these days, where people are a bit too reactive. And I was just like, look, I know how good we can be under Unai Emery. I didn't think it would be like turned around so quickly, but I thought that we eventually would get our shit together and make a fight for Europe again. It was all for me about getting that one win. And I thought we get that win, we'll move on, we'll push on. That's exactly what happened. And yeah, with the title, I've always said, look, we ain't got the squad. We ain't got the squad. PSR's against us for that as well, which is another thing. Like I don't really. I know some people don't like Manchester City, but like I look at City in a similar way to I look at my own club. The rules in place. Like I do think City broke the rules, but the rules in place are there to keep the top teams at the top, and I don't think Man City get amongst the conversation if they, don't do some dodgy things. So as much as I think they're not innocent, I also don't blame them, and I kind of wish that it was available for more teams to go and do. I wish Villa and Newcastle and whatever could spend what they want. Yeah, that's like another conversation altogether. But I don't mind Manchester City at all. I really don't. Plus, also before the whole ownership, people forget that they used to sell out Main Road and stuff every week, even when they were in like League One. So yeah, I'll give them credit where it's due. Thoughts on the Marmoush links? Well, speaking of Man City, I saw one tweet talking about that we are looking at a potential loan move. I don't think they'd loan them to us. It's kind of like it's one of those where I think it's a cool little pipe dream that we could get Marmoush, and I actually do rate Marmoush. They won't loan him to us. There's no chance, especially with them being now below us in the table with their game to play tomorrow. Do you really think they'd make us stronger for a bit of money? Really, Manchester City? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. The only way I could possibly envision it if there's like a loan with the obligation to buy. But even then, I am I insane for thinking I think Marmoush is a good player? I've sometimes they say like I do kind of hate the saying, but I'm going to use it here. The eye test for me, I think Marmoush does look like a good player. Sometimes you have to ignore like other influencing stuff. When I watch Marmoush, he excites me, man. Like, I don't know. I just think his treatment has been a bit weird. There's a player there. I really do think there's a player there with Omar Marmoush. I don't quite understand why he's kind of been treated like this at Man City. I don't personally get it. Maybe it's like some people think of Marmoush, they think of the FA Cup final, right? But it's one game. It's one game, and I think it doesn't do him justice personally. He's had injuries as well, which has like hampered his form and stuff. I don't know. I rate Marmoush quite highly, and I was very surprised to see that come up that we could be interested. Like I said, that I don't think they're loaning to us. I really don't. I don't see it. I don't see a world where that happens. Yeah, that is my take on that. I'd love him though. I would love him. I think he's a top player. Cash is actually underrated. You know what? It probably would be unfair for me to say anything positive about Cash, because if any of you guys know me, I've always been kind of negative on Cash, and I always felt he wasn't good enough for Villa if we wanted to get top 4 consistently. I'll give him credit though that this season I think he's been a lot better. But if you look at the last 4 years, I don't think he's been great. Matty Cash. I think defensively he's been very suspect. He likes to give a lot of shit fouls away. The amount of penalties Cash has given away over the years for something very silly. It used to drive me insane. It was his back pass towards Martinez on the last game of the season that got Emmy sent off against Man United. And it was his back pass against Newcastle, like literally from the last game of one season to the first game of a new season. It was Cash's back pass that led to Konza being sent off because he put Gordon 1-on-1. So, Yeah, like I said, I'll give him credit. He's done well this season, but I'm still not. I'm still not completely convinced because I've seen years of Matty Cash, and I'm hoping this is like not a purple patch, and like he's actually improved as a player. But in my head, I'm like, this probably could be a purple patch, and we could be seeing like regular Cash down the line. It doesn't really help as well that there's no fullback to really replace Cash. I don't think that helps him either. So like when he doesn't perform, like with Matson and Digne, if one of them doesn't perform, you just swap them out. We don't really have anyone for that. Garcia came on against Arsenal and was terrible, and I can see why we're not really trusting Garcia. What a record this is, by the way. Since December 2024, Villa have won 17 and drawn 2 of the 19 games we've been leading at half-time. We're creating our own Man United record, boys. Can we keep it to they had their record for like 40 years or something stupid. Can we create a Villa Park dynasty? Who knows? I don't see why Man City bought Marmoush and Turkey, other than they needed someone Turkish to appease. Look, Turkey's a baller, to be fair, and so is Marmoush, but Turkey really is a baller. And the fact they got him for 30 million makes me feel sick, because like how no one even contested that, I personally think is outrageous. Matson back towards Yuri Tielemans. Nice little 1-2 there with Kamara. Matson again down the left-hand side. Nice little bit of interchange here. Rodgers cross towards Watkins. Keeper's flapped at it. I mean, Victor does look a little bit suspect. I can't lie to you guys. I'm going to see what Forest fans think of him, but I think he looks a tad suspect in goal, That's a bad mistake as well. And Watkins, edge of the box. Passing to McGinn. I don't think McGinn wanted that. Kamara. Cash cross towards McGinn. Yeah! The skipper scores! Super John McGinn makes it 2-0 to Aston Villa. That is a terrific goal. What a pullback into the box. John McGinn, first time, smash and bang, 2-0 Villa, and that, I think, will do it. I don't see a world where Nottingham Forest can come from 2-0 down, again, when they've not played brilliantly today, but it is... I mean, it's a wonderful goal. Well worked, in fairness, for Villa. And all this came from Yuri Tielemans' interception. The ball fell to Watkins. Just give me 1 second. The ball fell to Watkins. Kamara then clips it towards the right-hand side. Cash's cross. McGinn's finish. 2-0 Villa. Lovely low cross. We don't see many Matty Cash low crosses. That's something he doesn't often do, Cash. And I would like to see more of that, to be honest, because if that's the outcome, bloody hell, we're in dreamland. Lovely finish. Lovely, lovely finish. And just what you want to see after half-time. 2-0 to Aston Villa. And for anyone, like I said, just to make sure people do know in the chat, it's a Matty Cash assist to make it 2-0 Villa. It's a John McGinn goal. Doesn't score too many, John. Did score in our first win of the season against Bologna in the Europa League. He did score, was it Fulham? When we beat them 2-1, was it? I think it was that game McGinn also scored in. And I'm probably forgetting a couple more. But a lovely goal from the skipper, who I don't think had a great game against Arsenal, but that is what I want to see from him. A good little response. Watkins is back, says Bainsy. See that celebration. I love John McGinn. I think John McGinn he has such character, which I think the league often lacks character, to be honest. I'm just seeing their response. So they put goal for Villa Watkins. But I'm just reading the comments completely against the run of play. Whatever. Against the run of play. Oh wait, it's ironic. I was gonna say it's an ironic comment. I actually fell for that. What am I watching? Defensively, good work for most of the game. Passing was poor. Yeah, pathetic. Actually, pathetic. Steve Cooper got sacked for playing this sort of shite football. I knew they wouldn't be happy with how they play, especially with the squad they've got. They don't. I don't think they're this shit. They have to play with this style of football. I just think it's all Dyche knows. Goal for Villa. They didn't even say who scored. Genuinely get rid of them, sell them all, wank. Deitch out, Deitch out, Deitch out, Deitch out, Deitch out. They can't sack 3 managers. Look, this, I'm sorry, but like, this is where Forest fans lose me a little bit. It's, I know the football's not great. You can't just sack 3 We're in January. You can't sack Nuno, Ange, and Deitch in the same season. Like that. That's just not how football works. I don't think Marinakis would allow that to happen, unfortunately. Someone bring on I can't even speak. A Wanyi and wave the white flag. We're so shit, it's embarrassing. Well, Rogers wanted a handball there on Williams, which the referee doesn't give. Someone put backwards being great for Villa. Yeah, Williams is. I'm not. You know what? I reckon they could have a look at that via VAR. Williams has felt a little bit of contact from Ollie Watkins. Hang on, so give me one sec. Villa, I think have been a bit done dirty there because Williams felt a tiny bit of contact from Rogers and immediately goes to ground and grabs the ball to force the referee into the decision. He does it in his own box. So that very easily could have been a penalty to Aston Villa. I think he actually probably forgot where he was. Because surely no sane defender would even risk doing that, right? Surely. Dominguez moves the ball down the left-hand side. Hutchinson's cross, really good towards the back post. It's a poor header. It's a really poor header at the far post. And you know what? For a team that haven't really created too many opportunities, they probably should have took that. Was it Bakwa's header? He's had a terrible game as well, Bakwa. He's not helped himself. Oh, Matson doesn't look. This is what I'm talking about with the defensive mistakes. Matson does not look behind him at all. He has absolutely no idea where Bakwa is. And thankfully, Bakwa is shite because that's gone well out of play. For a goal kick because his header was terrible. Score, it's 2-0. 2-0 to Villa. Goals from Ollie Watkins from a Rogers assist. And it was John McGinn's first time finish inside the box from a Matty Cash cross to make it 2-0. Goals either side of the half. And, I don't think it would be biased to say I think Villa have deserved this win. My prediction was 2-0. Now, I said clean sheet. Now, I want to see if we actually get one because we never get them. And pretty much every score prediction I saw us conceding a goal. Now, I really want that clean sheet today because we never get them. This is the kind of game I want to see a damn clean sheet in, guys. I did see the Dean Smith on the podcast. I watched it. I thought it was really good. I like the part that got to me a little bit was when Dino talked about like how his mum thought essentially his dad looking out for him with the goal line technology not working. They kind of got to me a little bit because obviously it wasn't like a great period in Dean Smith's life and stuff. But yeah, to me, he'll always be a hero for what he did to Villa, got us promoted, and got us like settled in the Premier League. To me, he's a hero, and he'll never be forgotten. I don't think. I think people will still be talking about it like 20 years down the line. Buendia, chance for Villa. Emi Buendia. I can't believe he's given that. Again, it's a situation where Villa go down a bit soft, and he moves beyond. Milenkovic has hardly somehow conceded a foul all game because the referee doesn't give any. I think Buendia is looking soft there. I'm stunned. I am stunned he's given that. Oh, now Tielemans is down. Oh, Tielemans has clashed legs with Aina there. He looks a little bit sore there, Yuri Tielemans. I think this is the kind of game that we bring on Jimo Aloba, especially the last like 20 minutes. I do think we could make that kind of sub. Daniel Marlin, I'd stick on now as well. It is. You know what? You are absolutely correct, Wardy, because it is still a lot of the players that Dino brought in are still here. I mean that the back four. We've literally played a Dean Smith back four this season at one point. Obviously, I know right now Pau Torres is out, and we've had Mings not play for a bit. And right now it's Cash, Konza, Matson, but it was Konza, Cash, Martinez, which Dean Smith all brought in. Obviously John McGinn. McGinn actually predates Smith, right? Oh, Buendia's free kick, so nearly. Yeah, McGinn signed for Villa before Smith, right? From what I remember, it was Steve Bruce. I think brought him in. It was a terrible. The fact we had Steve Bruce makes me laugh, to be honest. Yeah, it was Bruce signing. Yeah, it was best 2 million we've spent probably ever. You look at the likes of Ross McCormack in that era, and Scott Hogan, and some of the money we wasted on players. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I remember Sheffield Wednesday, opening game of the Championship, and I was like, I really fancy us this season. And I look back at the squad, and I'm like, it was terrible. Yours a Core, I think, was playing centre half. I'm gonna have, you know what? If I can find it, it's painful looking back. Well, I say painful. It's more funny now, but like I genuinely had belief that we would get promotion straight away. And yeah, I need to see this team. I'm trying to load it up. Summary. I don't want to see. Oh, that's their. Oh my god, that's their team. Where's ours? Right, Kalini in goal. Baker, Tommy Elphick, Sissoko, and Alan Hutton as a back four. Westwood, Gardner, Jordan Ayew, Bakuna, Justed, Ross McCormack. Oh my life, that team is so bad. That team is Jordan Ayew, Leandro Bakuna, Rudy Justed, Ross McCormack. I want to cry. Yeah, Akora on the bench, Micah Richards on the bench. You know what? Jordan Amavi. I still reckon Amavi was a decent player. I just think he was at Villa at a wrong time. But I always kind of rated Amavi. But what a team. The Villa win against Crystal Palace. You've asked that a million times. Can you please not spam the chat? Also, Jacob, I'm gonna unmute your comment. Why would that not be approved? You're not getting Marmoush. I want Marmoush. I don't think we will get Marmoush. I think Man City would be insane to let him go out on loan to a side that is literally now above them in the table. Whether that will be just for a day or not, we'll see. But yeah, I think City's. I don't want to repeat what I've said for 20 minutes ago, whatever, too much. But I'll just say I think City's treatment of Marmoush has been pretty shite, and he deserves more. I think there's a good player in there. Like I said, the proper, good on the eye type of player. I hate when people will just say, stats over and over. His stats aren't bad, though. It's not like his stats are terrible, but people will say, oh, but stats this, stats that. Oh, he's not good at this, not good at that. Bro, the eye test is all I need. Marmoush, baller, bro. Absolute baller. What do I think of Lindelof? I think he was very disrespected at Man United. Obviously he's not good enough to be a first choice centre half for Aston Villa, but I think he's done well. Ooh, this is a big chance of Forest. Gibbs White, this should be 2-1. Goal. Fuck's sake, 2-1. And we never get a clean sheet. For fuck's sake, man. It's a good finish on Gibbs White. Those are the kind of moments where it's kind of moments where I just wish we had a like. I don't want to be disrespectful. You know what? I can be disrespectful to Emi Martinez because he disrespected Villa. It's the kind of moment where you'd want David Raya in goal, to be honest, or a Donnarumma, or an Alisson. 1-on-1 on an angle. I don't think the top keepers in this league can. I don't think they concede that. They play it long. Villa get caught out. You know what? In fairness, it's a good shot. Maybe I might be a bit harsh on Martinez. The shot from Gibbs White actually is very good. It's right in the corner. I still think Alisson probably closes him down quicker. Same with Donnarumma. Where Martinez, I don't think Emi Martinez is all that good at closing down players. There was a time at Villa, I think in his first season or two, where he would constantly be rounded like that. It'd be like a thing that other teams would study. They would wait to get close to Martinez, and then they'd go round him. And like kind of since then, he's like been scared to close down anyone. I don't quite get it, to be honest. Omed says, "Come on, Forest." Why are City looking at Villa? What, bro? Look up, bro. Stand up, look up. You have to win your games. Why are you looking at us, bro? Look at Arsenal. I don't get it. You should, honestly, Villa should not be on the minds of Man City until they're above Arsenal. Don't even think about us. Literally, forget we don't exist. Focus on Arsenal. Get above them, then chat to Villa. Like, I don't know why you're looking at Villa. I've had like quite a few. I don't even mind Man City. I've had quite a few City fans come in here say like they want Villa to drop points. We're not your competition. We're not top of the league. Your competition. You cannot allow that scumbag manager to win the league. I was fuming that Man City dropped points to Sunderland. You lot can't allow that. You cannot allow that team to win the league. We will never hear the end of it. Their fans are so obnoxious. We will never hear the end of it. Oh, man. City away from home terrify me. Because I never know what Man City are going to come out. Because some of your away games, you lot play like absolute bozos. It's a completely different story. Same with Villa a little bit. Like, it's a completely different story when we play at home. We're typically very good at home. And away, I never know what Villa are going to come out away. That's a horrible foul on Maatsen. And that should be a card for Aina. Yeah, the card is already out. He's not even approached Aina yet. There he is. Yellow card for Aina. I'd rather you win the league than those idiots from London. I would love to win the league. We just ain't got the squad. We ain't got the squad for it. That's the thing. Obviously, you'd love to win it. But because of the PSR, essentially, is like shackling Villa down. We can't really buy anyone. And, I mean, our bench today is like full of youth. So unless Unai Emery pulled off an absolute miracle, and it would be a miracle, we're not going to come close to it. Well, not come close. I still think we'll get. I think we're going to get top four. I don't think many people would put Villa outside the top four right now. And that's, to be fair, it's pretty much what we want. It's what the goal was, I think, at the start of the season. So yeah, we take games one at a time. We'll see what happens towards the end of the season. And you never know. I'll start thinking more crazy stuff about this season when we're like game week 31, 32. That's when I'll start to be like, okay, can Villa go and do something crazy? Good ball from Kamara into Watkins. Ollie Watkins nearly gets the ball. He nearly gets it on his feet, settled, but it never quite does. The loose ball falls to Rodgers. His shot deflects off Williams, and it's a corner to Aston Villa at the whole 10. And now Ollie Watkins going down holding his arm. Trying to see what happened here. There's a bit of a melee in their box there. Oh, that was lovely from Kamara, by the way. Skips away from two, plays a delightful ball into Watkins, and he never really settled himself, Ollie. But in fairness to Villa, we got a little bit lucky because the loose ball from Milenkovic fell to Rodgers. Milenkovic just pointing at Rodgers when he's on the floor, like, please block the shot. That was quite funny. Corner to Villa. Youri Tielemans will take it. We could take it short, actually. Cross from Youri Tielemans towards the edge of the box. Good ball, actually, into Buendia. Takes it down. Buendia back to Tielemans again. Everyone back for Forest defending. His cross is deflected. Villa do have another corner. Ben said, if we bottle this now, can we not? Can we not, Ben? And Kamikaze says Forest should buy Ross Barkley from it. I think it'd be fantastic for them. I don't think we'd sell Barkley. We only bought Barkley for 5 minutes. I don't think we'd sell him. I can see Barkley just leaving Villa on a free. He's just always injured. I like Ross, but yeah. Maatsen squares it. Tielemans down on the left-hand side. Cross is decent towards the back post. Header towards the middle of the goal. Murillo clearing it on the penalty spot. Really good cushion header into the box. Shame. Sorry, I also missed a comment earlier from the Tottenham fan saying he thinks that Villa are going to knock him out the FA Cup. It would be a very Villa thing to go there and lose. I don't think Aston Villa will knock Spurs out of the FA Cup. I don't see it. I know Spurs' home record. See, this is going to be an argument I'd have with Spurs fans, because Spurs fans think like they are shit under Thomas Frank and their home record's awful. And their home record is bad, but I don't think that will carry into the FA Cup, personally. Yeah. A couple subs for Villa. Jadon Sancho being one of them, and Luca Digne being the other. So yeah, it will be Emi Buendia coming off. So we're going to see Sancho out wide. I think Rodgers will now play in the middle. And Digne will be the more defensive option. This is kind of what I like. I like in the games that we're expected to win to start with Maatsen and then close off with Digne because he's better defensively. And I think vice versa, like going to an away game with Digne sometimes is better. Because he's better defensively. Maatsen's quicker, but Maatsen, I mean, it's even shown in this game. He often falls asleep at the back post and he doesn't remember who's behind him. And there was a chance where Backward probably should have scored. And Maatsen forgot where he was. Aina on a card has been subbed, so I'm not too surprised by that. Let's see what Villa fans thought of the Forest goal. Always concede a sloppy goal. We always go 2-0 up and just stop doing what worked for 60 minutes. Seems about right. We never play games like they're 90-minute games. I say this every week. Every single game we play. We never play with the same intensity, which I don't even think is that intense. It's not like we're just like racing at everyone for 90 minutes and I'm expecting something inhuman. We never play the same way for a full game of football. It never happens. We always have these like shit spells of games. And that was the first time. That little 5-minute spell where like you could kind of see Forest were coming up with something. And it is just a lapse in concentration at the back. And Villa try and play. We try and play like not a super high line, but a fairly highish one that they could exploit. Sancho for Villa, though. Sancho has a shot deflected. Villa do get possession back straight away. The score's 2-1 Villa. It's 2-1 Villa, mate, with 20 minutes to go. I think Villa close it out. I hope Villa do close it out because I think it will be tough for us to mentally move on from the Arsenal game if we don't. The further we go without winning, post that 4-1 hammering by Arsenal, I think the harder it is for us to get any kind of form back. So I think it is imperative we won today. And we still, 20 minutes to go, we're still leading, but we just have to be careful. Like on the break, they're no mugs, Forest. As much as I don't rate the way they play football, I don't rate Dyche's football at a team like Forest. I think it suits some teams. If Dyche was at Burnley, maybe they'd do something, but I think Forest squad is too good for that kind of, low block system. Well, if you're going to play low block, you can't be that. It's like there's low block and then there's like part of the bus low block, and that's kind of what they played. And we're actually now seeing them trying to be a little bit more expansive. That they actually create chances and score goals. Who would have thought? Youri Tielemans free kick for Villa. 30, I'd say it's about 35, 40 yards. Plays it short to Rodgers. Back to Tielemans. He might line this up here. Tielemans clips a pass instead. Hooked back by Cash and he's offside. That'll be the end of the Villa attack. That's a shame. Cash needed to watch behind him. Frustrating. Do you think the best player has been this game? Oh, that's a very good question. You know what? Some would say, would I say Watkins or Rodgers? I don't think. You know what? I actually don't think I'd say either of them because I think Watkins probably should have scored a chance prior to his goal, and it's a bigger opportunity missed. And he's on the ball again though. Maybe if he gets another, probably. But trying to think now. It's a hard one. It's a hard one to be honest. Oh, what a ball! Where's the keeper going? He's off his line. What's the keeper doing? Yeah! 3-1 Villa. Their keeper's lost his head. John McGuinness scored from the halfway line. Well, not halfway line. McGuinness scored from about 50 yards. What is their keeper doing? Their keeper, Victor, has flown off his line. If you've not seen this goal, please go and watch it. Their keeper has lost his mind. Villa play a long ball, 2-on-1 with a defender and the keeper behind. We're still miles out. The keeper races forward, and John's like, oh, wait, he's here. I'm just going to go round him and shoot from 45 yards into an empty goal. That is absolute chaos from Victor. What is he doing? He has recovery defenders. What on earth is their keeper doing? I cannot believe he's raced out his goal for that. He has two defenders. I thought it was only one. He has two defenders in front of him. It's a 2-on-2. And rather than let your defenders deal with it, he races towards McGinn and allows John McGinn to go around him and roll the ball into an empty goal. What am I seeing? 3-1 to Aston Villa. I mean, that's won the game. That has won the game. That complete head loss moment from Victor in goal for Nottingham Forest has won the game. He has absolutely lost his mind. Forest fans, you lot must be absolutely fuming with that. What a terrible way to essentially lose the game. I mean, it was already 2-1. You felt at 2-1, you know, there's always that moment that can come back into the game. Forest said, I don't think they've been too bad actually in the second half. It's just chaos. It's absolute chaos from their keeper. What is he doing? I can't quite believe that. I'm going to see what their fans are saying because, like, it's just an absolute head loss moment. I know he likes to come off his own a little bit, but why has he come that far? he raced 50 and now he's injured. I mean, this just gets funnier because not only he's raced 50 yards off his line, allowed John McGinn to just go around him and shoot. You see this in FIFA when like you just have a head loss moment and you rush your keeper out and it looks silly. It's like he's done it. And not only he's gone and done it, he's actually hurt himself in doing it. And he's now receiving treatment. I can't quite believe what I'm seeing. He's hurt himself. Him having a head loss moment has actually hurt himself. Yeah, Villa said BBC Sport even said what's the keeper doing. I'm so lost. I'm absolutely so lost. I can't believe what the fuck am I just seeing? I mean, their fans are yeah, they're fuming. And now the keeper's done that, has now had to be taken off. He's actually hurt himself in the process of having a crazy moment. The only thing I must say, he must have had John McGinn in his FPL. I can't quite think of any other reason. I genuinely can't think of another reason. What a crazy moment. 3-1 to Aston Villa. And that's killed the game. That has absolutely killed the game, dead and buried. And look, Villa deserved to win today, but that is a crazy way of making sure. I want to see, was there an assist for that goal? Yuri Tielemans! Yuri Tielemans got the assist for the goal with like a little simple pass into midfield in the end. Turned out to be the assist. John McGinn with a brace in the Premier League. Yeah, Wardy said it's match fixing. You know what? Look at this man's bank balance, is what I'm going to say. Oh, someone keep an eye on it. And if you see it go up by quite a few figures in the next few days, get a court case going. Because what on earth was that? Bro, my eyes couldn't believe it. Because the camera, my words aren't coming out because this is so insane. The goal wasn't even in camera shot, and suddenly I'm seeing a keeper on my screen, and it took me a few seconds to actually realise where the hell he was in goal. I don't believe this. I don't. Bro, they've got Matt Sells on the bench. Can someone tell me why Matt Sells isn't starting games? Look, arguably keeper of the year last year. Like, what is going on? Like, this is great, but West Ham fans must be loving this. It keeps them within a shout now, and they've got bottom of the league. Like, this has to be. Oh, what a save, Martinez! Oh my God, Morgan Gibbs White nearly responds straight away. Good save, Martinez. If this isn't incentive for West Ham to go and pummel Wolves later or tomorrow, is it later or tomorrow? This has to just be used. Like Forest have shot themselves in the foot away. You have to go and win, and if you win that game, you're within a point. It's doable, but you got to beat Wolves. You've got to beat Wolves, and probably play Wolves at their most confident of the season, getting a point away at Man United in their last game. I say most confident, and they still haven't won, but I thought they were the better side against United. Probably deserve to beat United. We'll see. If Emi Martinez, Wardy, you make me laugh, man. If Emi Martinez did what Victor John, the keeper? If he did what that keeper just, bro, Twitter would be World War III. Oh my life. I would never hear the end of it. Like, not just from Villa fans, from people because look, Emi is like a prominent figure in football anyway. Bro, I would see it on my timeline 50 times a day. Like, I'd be fuming. I'd never want if that was my keeper in goal, I would never want them to play again. He's literally they're shitting the bed, and then there's that because that is just absolutely insane. I can't stop laughing. Like I said, if you've not seen it, then you gotta go and see it because you won't believe what you're looking at. You're fuming. You put John McGinn on your bench. That's rough. That is rough. That's FPL for you. That is FPL for you. Villa preparing another double sub with Donyell Marlon. And Lamar Bogard coming on for Aston Villa for the final 10 minutes. I'd like to see Jimmo Aloba. Rogers crossed towards Watkins, cleared away at the near post. I'm sorry, guys. I've just been laughing in the last 5 minutes. I just can't get over what I've just seen. I don't understand it. Sancho for Villa. That's John McGinn's first Premier League brace, by the way. What a way. What a way to do it. Oh, my life. Yeah, their chat, the Nottingham Forest Twitter account is literally just full of West Ham fans laughing. And Forest fans saying, what the fuck was that? Oh, Christ. Very, very interesting. One of the worst goalkeeping decisions I've seen in my life. Someone said, no way, it's faked an injury after that. Oh, I'm crying. Oh man. Anyway, here's Villa with Rodgers cross towards the far post. I say towards it probably should have headed that way, but it was caught at the near post by Matt Sells, who I'm gonna read why he's not playing. He's been injured. He's been injured. Okay, fair enough. You know what? I'd rather an injured Matt Sells, because Matt Sells wouldn't make that decision. Like, I don't think Sells would ever do that. Bear in mind, again, like he was arguably keeper of the year last year in the Premier League. Dear, Gibbs White towards Williams. This is better from Forest. They play actually decent football when they're losing. And obviously you have to, because low block doesn't... Well, there's no point of low block if you're losing a game. But I wish Forest actually played more expansive. This could have been... I feel like they've actually robbed us of a game of football here, Forest, because, you know, it's not what their fans would have wanted. It plays into how Villa want to play. And we could have had like quite a decent end-to-end kind of game of football, which just hasn't transpired. People saying it was Deitch experiment, not an injury. Really? Are you serious? There's no way. I refuse to believe Sean Deitch would choose Victor John over Matt Sell. I absolutely refuse to believe that. It must be because he was injured. I don't believe it. Because that's just insane. Oh man. Yeah. What else have I missed? Sorry. Well, I'm using the. Sorry, someone asked. I was using a Blue Yeti mic. It's okay. It's if you want someone. If you want a mic, sorry, my brain has just gone since the mistake. To be honest, if you want a mic that's not insanely priced and that it just does its job, get the Blue Yeti. You're not hearing it right now because it's connected to my PC, so that don't go by what you're hearing now. But if you want to go on, I'm live on the Red platform. We've got 27 people over there, and I appreciate your support as always, guys. If you want to go over there and hear what it sounds like, go ahead. It's a good mic. I like it. I think it's decent. I've had it for years, and it's never let me down. Always sounded decent. If I wanted to invest in a lot of money, I'd buy a Shure mic, but they're like £150+. I don't think it's worth the investment just yet. It does its job. How you doing, bro? Well, it's good. I'm gonna keep it myself. I think that's what has. Wait, I've misread your comment. I think Victor is trying to be Neuer, but his teammates. Look, there is being Neuer, and there's being a sweeper keeper, and then there's that. No sweeper keeper would come 45 yards off their line with 2 recovery defenders. That's just not what being a sweeper keeper is about. He's completely lost his head, and has led to an absolute chaos moment. But yeah, Louise is. I don't know. He's not been playing. I don't think. Oh, did he come on? I might have missed their subs. Oh, Dougie did come on. You are right. They've made all their subs now. Yeah. And yeah, hopefully you're feeling even better than not too bad now. We've actually responded with a huge 3 points after the Arsenal game. Like I said to you guys as well, I was worried about today. To me, it's always been about how we respond once the run goes. Like the run can go as long as whatever. It was amazing, obviously, but it was always about what would the reaction be once the run goes. Because eventually, no matter what run it is, it will eventually end. And the response, I think, is more important than the run itself. And the response today has been very good. Now, I know Forest have just sat back and defended very deep all day. In their low block, and I expected a form of low block from them today with Sean Deitch, but I didn't think it would be as defensive as what it was. I thought they might try and engage us a little bit further outside their box and try and win the ball before they sat in, but no, they just dropped right back to their goal line, and essentially just played into Villa's strengths, really. I think Villa, when we are playing a team like this, you know, maybe in the past I think we've struggled, but when we're confident and when we've had a lot of players do very well this season, we kind of pick teams apart. who kind of play this way. And I think Villa, within the first 5-10 minutes, it was looking like we're going to win this game. Ollie should have made it 1-0 inside 2 minutes. He missed a huge chance, as I think it was Rodgers who tackled their fullback. This game should have been like won, and game done and dusted. Decent long ball looking for Marlon here as well caught by Matt Sells, who looks very decent in goal. If he has an injury, he's not really showing it, by the way, because we'll see what's going on with Matt Sells. I can't believe he's not been starting for them. I really hope it's been a bad injury. That's all I'm gonna say. Because Victor John, there. I forgot what I was going on about. But yeah, I like to see. Like I said, I'd like to see Forest play a bit more expansive because they've got the squad for it. Like their team is too good to be playing, everyone 30 yards from their own goal. And like I said, they've kind of robbed us of a football game here because they came here. It almost feels like they've come here for a point. They've not tried to win today at all. And, maybe they're a bit worried about Villa's home record, but I still think you have to have a go. Like, Wolves could have beat us at home, like a few weeks ago. Wolves had some big chances in that game. I know they set up defensively, and their threats were like set pieces, and there was like one counter-attack that led to a disallowed goal, but I think they had more of a go than what we've seen from Forest. Kamara for Villa, 3 minutes till the 90. Not much stoppage. I mean, there was a little bit of Victor John, but not much stoppage. So I imagine nothing more than 4-5 minutes added time yet. Bogard into Ezri Konza. Rodgers, McGinn, Watkins, such a good trio on the pitch. Harrison, might as well give you a trophy now. This game could have had 5 or 6 goals. I mean, I don't know what trophy. I'd take any trophy. I'm shameless, but I don't know what trophy that would be. Another win streak would be nice though. I didn't, I had my earpiece out for when Dougie came on, but I would imagine he had a good reception. Villa winning. Dougie is loved by this club, so I'd be heavily disappointed if his reception at Villa coming back to Villa Park was poor. But I would put money on Villa fans giving Dougie a good reception. Always liked him. To me, and a lot of Villa fans would always welcome him back if there was ever a time for him to come back. There is a change here, which I'm surprised at, which is Garcia on for cash. I think Unai Emery has that little trust in Garcia. He's waited to the 88th minute, and it's 3-1 to bring him on. And look, he had a tough game out against Arsenal. And maybe he wants to see Garcia have a few more minutes in case he wants to rest Cash for like a league game, or I think Garcia might actually start in the Europa League once we've like fully qualified. I don't even know if we are fully qualified yet, but we basically are going to be. Maybe like the final Europa League match at the very least, put Garcia on, like play a completely like rotated squad, cross towards the far post as well, which Marlon gets his head on. Villa wanted a foul on Daniel Marlon, which the referee has ignored. I'm gonna see if I'm seeing people talk about that goal. Surely, if that was a mistake from Martinez, I would be seeing more people talking about it. I feel, but because it's a Forest goalkeeper, it's not super common to see. There was a stat, by the way, at halftime. Forest had completed the whole squad at Forest had completed 66 passes between their whole team at one point in this game, and Ezri Konza completed 62 on his own. So, that's how little they played football today. 7 minutes injury time, I think, is a bit insane. Come on, Bournemouth now and Chelsea tomorrow. Great bounce back, says Edward. What are your signings for us in January, mate? Well, I'm hoping we can somehow get Marmoush, because that's the link, but I don't think it's going to happen. But because of PSR, I think we're going to have to rely on loans again. Unfortunately, the loan market might have to come in clutch a little bit, which it saddens me, but it is what it is. If Oscar Bob didn't have a hamstring injury, I probably would say get him on loan. Maybe, but Yeah. We need squad. We need a squad, man. Like for the proper running for the Europa League and the knockout stages, that's when you're really going to see the true metal of this team. Yeah, I was in a comment section, by the way, on TikTok. I'm glad you pointed that out, HS. I was in a comment section, and a Forest fan who truly believed that Elliot Anderson was better than Kamara. Like, there's club bias, and then there's that. Like, Kamara is one of the best holding midfielders in the entire league. One of the best in Europe. And they're chatting about Anderson. Elliot Anderson, bro. It's insane. Insane. I don't know. I don't. In fairness, I don't think too many Forest players get in Villa's. Like, if you do like a combined Villa Forest 11, I would say what? Who would I say? I'd say Einar over Cash. Some of you probably wouldn't, but I'd say Einar over Cash. I'd say tough one. Milinkovic, I'd take over Lindelof. Oh, Murillo plays on the left. Actually, never mind. Fuck that. Murillo and Konza together. Murillo and Konza together. That's way better. And I'd take Maatsen over Williams. Kamara and Tielemans sweep the midfield. I'd have Gibbs White over Buendia. Obviously, Rodgers, Watkins, and McGinn, I think, is better than what they've got. What, Bakwa? I don't think Bakwa is going to... I think McGinn out wide is better than Bakwa. And he's not even... like, McGinn is such a utility player that him as a wide midfielder, I think, is better than what some natural wingers are in the Premier League. Dougie Luiz with a foul. The hell was that? Oh, Rose. Thank you very much for Rose. Appreciate that. I've never heard I swear, I must have had my sound off for a lot of these notifications because I swear it didn't make the sound. But I appreciate the roses from RPG Gamers Up. Lindelof for Villa. We've already played half the added time here. 3-1 to Aston Villa. 2 goals from John McGinn and an Ollie Watkins strike from the edge of the box. Has got Villa all 3 points. Thank you for the heart me as well. I appreciate you very much. What about Elliot Anderson? Like I said, some Forest fans felt Elliot Anderson was better than Boubacar Kamara. And they would pick Anderson over Kamara in a combined Villa Forest 11. And I just lost my head. Because if there's ever a player that gets in a Villa Forest 11, the first player on that list is Boubacar Kamara. I'd go as far to say if Kamara played for Man City, they'd say he's the best holding midfielder in the league bar Rodri. Like, I'm not joking. Free kick headed away by Lindelof, cleared up into the sky. Marlon having a bit of head tennis there. The ball does fall there to Villa. Rodgers into Daniel Marlon, and Marlon does lose it. Murillo wrestling and battling, and the free kick has been given. Murillo basically pulling Kamara to the floor there. I was about to say he'll eventually... what did he say there? Just about to say he will be eventually, though. As have you seen him for England? Well, that's not up for discussion. The discussion was who would you have now? Boubacar Kamara is incredible, and I'll just until I have seen personally anything close from Elliot Anderson, I'm not even the debate is not a debate for me. Kamara is, I'd say he's criminally underrated. I'm actually seeing people rate him now. For a couple of years he wasn't really rated by many. But I watched the I don't know if you guys have seen the new Back Post podcast between like Seb Tobes and Rory Talks Football, and they all thought Kamara's Villa's best player. So maybe he's not actually that underrated anymore, but he was for a long time. Because like he's not changed too much. He's just kind of been doing this ever since he's been here. It's just like as Villa have been getting better and better, more people have noticed it. It has been an easy day at the office. It has been. You are not wrong. Forest didn't really come here to get 3 points though. Forest came here looking for a draw, maybe trying to play long to Jesus and getting something on the break, but they didn't come here for a win. I mean, I've not seen Villa have 80% possession too many times. We usually dominate possession, but 80% is pretty insane. They had the lowest of low blocks. They have a chance here, though. Shot saved by Martinez into the hands of Emmy. I mean, he's never going to score from there. I'm a bit disappointed. It's once again no clean sheet. I think it's a preventable goal as well. It's not like the shite we've seen with the Reece James corner and the Gabriel incident from another corner against Arsenal. So it's a better goal we've conceded this time, but it's still preventable. That is though full time, 3 points for Aston Villa. Really good response. Like I said, I worried about today because to me it was never about how long the run could go on for. It was always about how we react once the run is over, and we have responded with a win straight away. It was helped by Victor John losing his head. Coming flying out his goal, giving John McGinn the easiest goal probably of his career. It's his first ever Premier League brace. I'm sure he couldn't believe where John Victor. I apologise. I don't think it'll matter too much. I can't see him being a Premier League goalkeeper too long. Villa deserved the win. It was a bit tough for a bit trying to break them down because they're so defensive, but we got through a really nice strike from Watkins. I can't remember any other time he scored from the edge of the box, to be honest. But very proud of that. Good win. I don't think we would have been that tired, really, as well. I think that kind of game where Forest basically played in their own box, we didn't really have to do a lot of running or chasing, so hopefully the squad condition is good going into our next game. Appreciate all you guys, as always. If you haven't already, please double tap screen. Follow the account. Not many Villa fans over on TikTok. Which saddens me. I want to see more Villa accounts, man. I want to see more of you lot. And I'm going to make just a quick summary video, I should say, on this game. Appreciate you all. See you guys in a bit. Up the Villa. And yeah, for you YouTube viewers, I've just ended on TikTok. Please go and follow the TikTok, by the way. We are getting close to 8,000 followers over there. So if you have, most people have a TikTok account these days. If you do want to give me a follow, do feel free. Credible does say, hello brother, I hope Villa win the Premier League, from Olympiacos fan. I appreciate you. I don't actually get that many nice comments from Olympiacos supporters, so it's actually nice to see a good one. Yeah, I'll read a couple here that I might have forgot. Forest came here to get battered, grab one goal. Forest came here for a 0-0. Like, let's not take the piss. Forest literally came here for a 0-0. As soon as they realised they couldn't, I just felt like they were like a little bit lost at times. It was nice to see them play a little bit more expansive, but they kind of had no idea about what to do. It was kind of like get a 0-0 or I don't know, we lose, I guess. And yeah, thank you for watching. Like I said, I'm gonna make a TikTok video talking about it. So if you want to see more of my thoughts, please go there. See you guys in a